Welcome to day 5 of my 14-day subtle meditation boost. So we've been spending some time kind of in the gray area between pranayama and meditation. It's kind of what we've done the past 4 days, noticing the flow of the breath, but also contemplating the nature of the breath. So where the breath comes from, and this idea of interdependence and interconnectivity, which is really kind of central, I would say, to the whole field of yoga philosophy and spirituality. It's also I would say interdependence and interconnectivity is the key feature, the essential realization that we need to come to as human beings and as a culture, as society, in order to make important shifts in our culture and transformative shifts towards, eliminating many of the social problems that we have, or at least reducing. So, that's really key, is this idea between what's between the breath and what's between the contemplative practice of meditation. There's 4 limbs of meditation in the system that Patanjali laid out. There's the withdrawal of the mind, and then there's focus of the mind, and then there's contemplation, and which means sort of like contemplating that reality of interconnectivity and interdependence. And then the result of all of that is this feeling of oneness, or the connection to oneness. So those 4 places of meditation, we've been kind of dipping our toe in all of them to some extent the past few days. Today, I want to continue with this idea of breath and the sound of the breath, because the sound of the breath is where the idea of mantra actually emanates or originates from. Is what does the breath sound like? So I want to talk more about mantra in the next few days, because mantra is the key, the essential practice of yogic-based meditation, and differentiates yoga meditation from some of the other styles of meditation. And I'll talk more about mantra, but today, let's simply observe the sound of the breath. So coming to your seat, letting the shoulders soften, letting the face soften, letting the spine be tall, and beginning to notice the breath. So beginning to notice the flow of the breath in through your nose and out through your nose. You're welcome to close your eyes and diminish that visual cortex information so that the awareness can turn within. You can take some of that energy that usually goes out through sight and let it come in. And if it's not comfortable for you to close your eyes, you're always welcome to simply lower the eyes. That's also really helpful. And begin to notice how the breath feels and also how it sounds coming in. Sound is the subtlest sense, according to the yoga system. It is the subtlest sense that bridges the outer world to the inner world. So using sound makes a lot of sense. It's consistent with the epistemological and ontological underpinnings of the practice, philosophical underpinnings of the practice. So we get to this idea of sound and noticing the sound of the breath. And to notice the sound of the breath, sometimes you stroke the back of the throat somewhat. Mantra traditionally goes from external chanting to soft chanting to silence. So you can also feel that a little bit in your breath. So that external sound of the breath to a softer sound to a completely silent internal sound. The yogi said that the sound of the breath was so hung. And that may or may not be relevant to what we're doing here, but some people like to use that as a mantra. It may be useful to let your exhale be slightly longer and more audible than your inhale. Let's do a few more breaths, listening to that sound, the friction of the breath stroking the back of your nose, the back of your throat. So my invitation would be to take this sound of the breath and to repeat it a couple more times today, to notice how it affects you, to notice the effect on the nervous system when you finish the practice, and to also think about how the sound of the breath sits in your belief system. And I want to tell a little story about that before I finish up for today. So I was very, when I was pregnant with my son, I was very nauseous. I was very sick. I spent a lot of time out on the porch, and we lived out, away from the city in this really beautiful area that was full of birds. And so I would lie on this lounge chair and listen to the sounds of the birds. And I remember this one bird always sounded like, "You did it, you did it." And I kept thinking like how that made me feel confident. Obviously that's not what the bird is saying, but it was somehow I took the sound and I interpreted it to be meaningful for me, and it gave me a sense of confidence and a sense of like moving forward, like I could get through this. And that's kind of what mantra is. It's sort of like, what is the sound of the breath that has some meaningfulness to you? And the yogis used mantras that were often connected to deities. Like one of the mantras is Shivo Hung, right? So I am Shiva. And so that idea of connecting me to Shiva gave me confidence, and not me, but gave the yogis a sense of confidence, a sense of a goal, something to move towards, right? So that's a way to think about mantra, is like, what is that special word for me? My mother, for example, is very Christian. So we were talking about mantras, and she said the mantra that she likes is Kyrie eleison. So she's combining a liturgical language. What is it? Greek, I think. With, I don't think it's Latin. I think it's Greek. But I could be wrong. She's combining that with something that was meaningful to her. I think it means Lord have mercy. That was like a meaningful sound, plus a liturgical language, a language that was developed to convey spiritual meaning, and that was meaningful for her. For some people, I've worked with so many people with mantra over the years. For some people with mantra, the mantra that works for them is part of their religious belief system. For some people, they don't want that. Many people have been traumatized by religion, so that's not what they're interested in. So instead, they use a mantra in English that has a positive meaning. And it might be just something like kindness, compassion. I'll talk more, and I don't want to go on too long today. So I'll talk more about mantra over the next couple of days. But I hope this is a helpful introduction to mantra for you. I hope you can spend some time today thinking about words that might be meaningful to you. They should be short. And I'll try and get into the neuroscience of it tomorrow. Okay. See you tomorrow. Namaste. Thank you for being here.